is going to be a straight version this week because I've been censured by management being too frivolous and too light-hearted. So you're going to get the Elliott Goblet version this morning. James Aish unfortunately suffered PCL injury against the Tigers on Sunday. It's a long-term injury. He'll be braced for 4 weeks. We'll have our doctors and surgeons reassess that at the end of the 4-week period to see if we get a good result, and if that's the case, we'll continue with that conservative approach for his rehab. If at the 4-week stage it hasn't improved to the extent that we hope, well then there may be some sort of surgical intervention, but right now he'll be braced, and we hope that that gives us the solution that we are looking for. Reid, you would have seen, left the ground with an Achilles injury fairly late in the game. Pleasingly, that's not too serious. Certainly, I would think that Ben's a 1 to 2 week proposition in terms of being on the sidelines with that injury, but fortunately he got out of it without anything more serious than that. Maynard also with his ankle, he'll be reassessed later this week, but I would think that Braden is a 1 to 2 week proposition on the sidelines as well right now. He may improve over the next 3 or 4 days, and that might be something that we would vary, but I would think it's safe to say that he'll miss this week, and then we'll see how he is in 7 to 10 days in terms of the go forward position. Pleasingly, we'll have a few guys who are ready to return to battle this week, and obviously selection will be the decider as to where they actually land, AFL or VFL, but in no particular order. Taylor Adams is ready to resume, Darcy Moore is ready to resume, Josh Smith is ready to resume, and Levi Greenwood, after a fairly lengthy stint on the sidelines with his knee, is also ready to resume. So that's great news to have that group of boys all ready to come back, and I'm sure that they're not only are they chomping at the bit, but certainly we're all pleased to see them in the frame to return this particular week. Jamie Elliott will resume full training this week, so that'll mean we'll probably need a week or two of full conditioning, and then he'll be available for selection. Cale Kirby will have a more definite position on the test that Cale has been undertaking over the last 7 to 10 days. Probably in the next 48 hours we'll have an opportunity to share some more information after we get the final results of some of the tests, but obviously he's still on the sidelines until we do have a conclusive position, and probably towards the end of this week we'll be able to give some more information about Cale after the test results have been returned to our doctors. The boys that were managed last week in Varco and Crocker, also they are going to be available, which adds to that list of boys returning that I mentioned before. Tommy Langdon is still in the position where we would make an assessment later this week, but Tom's more unlikely than likely at this stage. Thank you. We'll see you again next week, and we'll see if we can get that unavailable list, which is not too long, if we can get that down even further.